Our senses tell us about the world. They are our primary means of interacting with our environment, providing us with essential information. We see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. Each sense contributes to our understanding, creating a rich tapestry of experiences. But what we perceive is not always reality. Sometimes our senses can be deceived, leading us to see things that aren't there or misinterpret what we encounter. Our brains take shortcuts, making assumptions based on experience. These mental shortcuts help us navigate the world quickly, but can sometimes lead to errors. These shortcuts can lead to fascinating errors in perception, known as optical illusions. Optical illusions reveal the quirks and limitations of our visual system. Optical illusions are like windows into the brain's workings. They provide insight into how our brains process visual information and construct our reality. They show us that perception is an active process, not a passive one. Our brains are constantly interpreting and reinterpreting the sensory data they receive. By studying illusions, we learn how our brains try to make sense of the world. This understanding can help us appreciate the complexity and wonder of human perception. Our senses are constantly bombarded with information. Light hits our eyes, allowing us to see the world in vivid detail. The colors, shapes, and movements we perceive are all thanks to this incredible process. Sound waves vibrate our eardrums, enabling us to hear everything from the softest whisper to the loudest explosion. These vibrations are transformed into sounds that we recognize and understand, and chemicals land on our tongues, giving us the ability to taste a wide array of flavors. From the sweetness of sugar to the bitterness of coffee, our taste buds are constantly at work. This sensory information is then translated into electrical and chemical signals. These signals are the language our nervous system uses to communicate. These signals travel through nerves to the brain, where the real magic happens. The brain interprets these signals, turning them into coherent experiences. Each sense has its own dedicated area in the brain for processing. The visual cortex handles sight, the auditory cortex processes sound, and so on. The brain is like a complex computer, constantly sorting and analyzing incoming data. It integrates information from all our senses to create a seamless experience of the world. This data is what forms the foundation of our perception of reality. Our brain's interpretation of sensory input shapes how we understand and interact with the world around us. The brain doesn't just passively receive information, it actively interprets it. It fills in gaps, makes predictions, and constructs a coherent narrative from often incomplete data. This process is influenced by our past experiences, memories, and even emotions. Take, for instance, the Rubin vase illusion. We see either two faces or a vase, depending on what our brain focuses on. This illustrates how our perception is not simply a reflection of the world, but a construction of the mind. Section 4. Evolution's hand in perception, survival of the quickest. Our perceptual abilities have been shaped by millions of years of evolution, honing our senses to detect even the slightest changes in our environment. In the struggle for survival, those who could quickly and accurately interpret their surroundings were more likely to survive and pass on their genes. This ability to swiftly process information and react accordingly has been crucial in the animal kingdom. Camouflage is a great example. It demonstrates how perception and survival are intertwined. Animals that blend seamlessly with their surroundings are less likely to be spotted by predators or prey. This natural ability to become nearly invisible is a testament to the evolutionary arms race between predator and prey. This illustrates the powerful evolutionary pressure to perceive the world in a way that enhances survival. The better an animal can interpret its environment, the better its chances of evading predators or catching prey, ensuring its genes are passed on to the next generation. Section 5. Illusions. When the brain takes shortcuts. Optical illusions exploit the brain's shortcuts, revealing the tricks our minds play on us. For instance, the Ponzo illusion makes a line appear longer when it's placed between two converging lines, even though both lines are the same length. These illusions demonstrate that our perception is not always accurate. Our brains prioritize speed over accuracy, using heuristics and assumptions to make quick judgments about the world. Section 6. The importance of understanding perception. Understanding how our brains shape our perception is crucial. It reminds us that there is always more to see than meets the eye. What we perceive is not objective reality, but a subjective interpretation filtered through the lens of our senses and brain. By studying illusions and the mechanisms of perception, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of the human mind and the wonders of consciousness itself.